What are daddy issues really?
Have you ever felt like you had to earn love? If you've ever felt invisible in your own family, or like your worth depended on your achievements, this might be something deeper than just a tough childhood. You could be carrying the silent weight of what many people call daddy issues or father wounds. For me personally, I didn't grow up without a father. My dad has always been physically present, but emotionally, there was always a distance there that I couldn't really cross, and I never felt truly close to him. Growing up, there was just an emotional barrier between him and the rest of our family, and he often referred to us both privately and publicly as burdens. And the only time that I really remember him offering praise was when we did something that was exceptional. We all tried to show love and to build connection, but eventually I stopped expecting a genuine emotional closeness, and I just kind of became really good at being strong. And my friends would describe me as resilient, and I made sure that I was independent and high achieving and never needy. And I think deep down that I just didn't want to be a burden to anybody. Somewhere along the line, I internalized the belief that love had to be earned. And I didn't even recognize this until I started therapy a few years ago. That was when I began to see how the brokenness in that particular relationship left wounds that I didn't know I was even carrying. But through therapy, and especially through growing in my relationship with God and understanding God's love, I've started to unlearn the lies that I guess I convinced myself of. I'm still on this journey and I'm still healing in different ways, but I'm learning that love isn't something that I have to perform for. I'm learning that I'm already seen and already chosen and already loved by a father who doesn't place conditions on his affection. Hello, welcome back to my channel. We are starting a new series called Daddy Issues or Healing Father Wounds. And yeah, I just felt like this is something that really needs to be talked about. So here we go. In this episode, we will look at what the term daddy issues means, what causes daddy issues or father wounds, and some ways in which they show up in our relationships and in how we might be seeing ourselves. So what are daddy issues or father wounds really? We've probably all heard that term used casually or even insultingly at times, but what it really points to is a deep emotional wound caused by a broken or a missing father-child relationship. And it's not to be your biological father, it could just be a father figure. And we're not pointing fingers or assigning blame. This is just about recognizing the silent wound or wounds that have been shaping your relationships, your self-worth, and even how you might be viewing God. So what causes daddy issues? Well, it could be a number of things. A physically absent father, an emotionally unavailable father or father figure, a controlling or abusive one who made love feel conditional, like you had to earn it. Those are just a few of the ways. How do these wounds show up in our relationships? So one way that they might show up is fear of abandonment or rejection, and that might look like you're always waiting for people to leave, or there's a constant anxiety in your relationships where you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Or perhaps you've been described as clingy or needy, you require frequent reassurance. A second way that it could show up is over-attachment or emotional detachment. And that could be either cling or you completely shut down. Perhaps you rush into intimacy or commitment out of a fear of being alone. Or maybe you shut down emotionally when things get a bit too intense. The third way is seeking validation in unhealthy ways. So that could look like over-sexualizing yourself to feel wanted or worthy, performing for praise, like overachieving, overgiving, overextending yourself, posting for approval or attention on social media. fourth way that this could present is people pleasing, especially with men or authority figures. You might be saying yes when you mean to say no to avoid disappointing others. You might be overcompensating to be liked, offering too much help. You might feel panicked at the idea of someone being mad at you. The fifth way that this might present itself might be difficulty setting boundaries. That might look like feeling guilty for saying no or feeling responsible for others' emotions. The sixth way that it might show up in our relationships I'm going to mention today is difficulty trusting others. So maybe you're reading deeply into small actions like a delayed text and assuming the person no longer cares. Let's look at how it might show up in how you see yourself. You might have a low self-worth, or there might be constant self-doubt, not feeling good enough, feeling unlovable, or like you have to earn love. It might be chronic shame or guilt, feeling like there's something inherently wrong with you. And the third word I'm going to mention today is feeling like you always have to perform to be loved and using success to feel worthy or to feel seen.
And maybe as you heard those signs, something inside of you whispered, "That's me." And if so, I really want you to know that you're not broken and you're not alone. And these patterns don't define you. They're simply wounds asking to be seen, to be understood, and to be healed. And the good news is that healing is possible. And it's not going to happen through blame or through bitterness, but through an awareness, through grace, and through learning what love was always meant to be. If today's episode hit close to home and you're thinking, I want to go deeper with this, then please check out my Healing Father Wounds program, which will be linked in the description below. It will be starting this June. It's a faith-based program where we dive into recognizing, healing, and connecting with God's heart as a true father. It is not a replacement for therapy, but all of the information about it will be in the description, and I would love to have you there.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more on this healing journey. And I'll see you next time.